Welcome back to Cynthia Untamed, wherever you are watching from. This is a youthful and educational channel where we have conversations with and about children and young people in Africa and across the world. Welcome to our last part of the series of the Opportunity Test Impact Challenge winners. I hope you have been able to watch Joanna Wasgrau's interview, Stanley Anigbogu's interview, and Muhammad Ikramula's interview. There you will get to learn about the Opportunity Desk Impact Challenge. What is Opportunity Desk and how can you be a change maker as a young person no matter where you are based across the globe? And today we will be hosting Babatunde Bale today, and I am so excited to have him here. He is one of the winners, and I hope that you will be able to learn so much more about him. Just to let you know that Opportunity Desk is a platform where you can access different opportunities from scholarships to internships to jobs, travel opportunities, exchange opportunities. So make sure you check it out as I will leave the link in the description bar below. So much welcome, Babatunde. Please do let us know what your full names are, where you are based, which country are you based in, your age, and a brief description of the organization called Retina. The floor is yours.
Okay, good afternoon, Mrs. Cynthia. My name is Babatunde Ismail Bale. That's my full name. I'm from Nigeria and I'm 26 years old. My birthday was on the 11th of March. So the Retina Initiative, actually, the Retina itself is an acronym for the word restoration of eye care through innovation and awareness. So basically, what we do at the Retina Initiative is that because we notice that the problem of prevalence of preventable blindness globally, not only in Nigeria, the prevalence of preventable blindness is so much that a lot of people are suffering from it. So, and we see that, okay, what can we do as young people in the society in our own little way? What can we contribute to the society in order to actually eradicate this preventable blindness in our community? So, we are a group of young people, and we started the Retina Initiative in 2019 with the goal of eradicating preventable blindness in African communities. So basically, what we do is that we educate people through about preventable blindness in order for them to be aware about some of the risk factors they are exposed to, they are ignorant about, so that they can be able to make better informed decisions about their eye health. And also, we also partner with different local NGOs around, and we carry out community-based interventions where we help people by providing them comprehensive vision screening services. We give them free eyeglasses to make them read better. We also perform subsidized cataract surgery through our partners, and we also do free glaucoma screening because we notice that the major causes of preventable blindness is like a class of blindness on its own that can actually be prevented if certain measures are put in place. So one of the major causes globally, according to World Health Organization, is cataract. A lot of people suffer from cataract, majorly because cataract is an old age kind of disease, eye disease, because it mostly affects the old people. As you continue to get older, your eye lenses in the eye tends to deteriorate and it tends to degenerate. So cataract comes up. But the problem is that the problem is not cataract itself, because the problem is that people don't seek treatment for cataract. So we try to carry this community outreaches to those rural areas, whereby we do house to house visits. We try to educate them. We try to bring them out from their houses to come and screen their eyes. And we notice that a lot of people are suffering from cataract. In fact, we carried out part of our project for opportunity decks. We executed it recently, like 2 weeks ago, for the World Glaucoma Week celebration, where we went to a community in the state where I am here in Benin City, Edo State, and then we even in fact the testimonials were mind blowing because a lot of people couldn't see, they couldn't carry out their normal daily activities. On that day, we carried out the surgery. Then the next day, they opened their eyes and they were so joyful. So it's really a great thing that we are doing at the Retina Initiative. So gradually, we are making progress and trying to make the world a better place.
Wow, that is
Thank
so
you.
so amazing, Babatunde, and thank you so much for giving a whole description about it. And yes, as you can hear from our audience, yes, that a lot of people are suffering because they just are not aware that cataract or medical blindness is actually treatable, and Babatunde is working to solve that. So that's very very amazing, and I encourage you to keep going. So, Babatunde, you are one of the winners of the Opportunity Desk Impact Challenge. But do
Yeah.
let us know what motivated you to participate.
Wow. First of all, I would like to say, um, I started watching Opportunity Decks, the website, since 2019, when I got my first opportunity, which is the Millennium Fellowship, organized by Millennium Campus Network in partnership with United Nations Academic Impact. So since then, I've been watching that space for some time, and I've also watched the 2018 winners of the OD Impact Challenge. But the reason why I applied this year was that okay, I felt why not let me give it a shot, because when I saw the past winners, I was like, oh, these people are really doing amazing works. Can I be able to do this? I just said, okay, let me just try. On the deadline, I actually made the video on the deadline. I actually wrote everything on the deadline day because I was actually busy trying to prepare for school and all that. So I just said, let me just give it a shot since I could answer many of the things that they asked, and our organization currently is at the verge of growing bigger. So why not let me just push our organization out there? So I never believed I could emerge as one of the top three winners. I just did it like let me just say what we do at the Retina Initiative and see if many people will like it. So that's what I did. Applied for it.
That's great. So, as you can hear, guys, never say never. Even if it's on the deadline, just give it a shot. I mean, the worst you can get from trying is getting a no or no response at all. But at least from your end, you will have no regret in terms of trying. So there's a strong link between children's health, including their visual health, and the quality of their learning and achievement at school. So for you, Babatunde, what are the major causes of vision impairment among young people and children that you have seen as you do your work?
Okay. Um, at the Retina Initiative, we started our first project, with a project called Heal the World. Now, as you know, Heal is spelled HEAL. So for us at the Retina Initiative, it stands for Healthy Eyes Awareness Literacy. So what we do is that we go to different high school in our neighboring communities to educate the students about their eye health and how to avoid preventable blindness. And in the course of we going to these outreaches, we've noticed a common eye condition among the children, and which is uncorrected refractive error, which is one of the leading cause of preventable blindness globally, and it mostly affects young children. And uncorrected refractive errors like hyperopia, myopia, you see children that they don't perform well in their academics, and their parents think it's maybe they are dull or something. But whereas they're not dull, they have visual problems. They can't actually focus very well. Maybe the objects for them might look blurry, the letters for them might not look well. And these children sometimes they may not be able to voice out that, oh, this is what is wrong with me, until they bring their children for some of our programs, like some of our community outreaches, and we notice well where we perform a visual acuity test on them, and we see that, oh, this child can't see very well, and we ask the parents, have you noticed this in your child? The parents like, oh, I've not noticed something like this. I just noticed that it doesn't do. I don't this is a, these are not corrected refractive error that which you need to treat again. So one of the major things, visual impairment condition we have seen in young children is uncorrected refractive error. We also have different kind of conditions that might affect them, but the ones which you can actually treat at the moment is what uncorrected refractive errors, which we have seen a couple of them in some of the outreaches that we have gone to. So that's basically one of the things. Thank you.
Mhm. So uncorrected issues, like what Babatunde is saying, always look out for your child. If you are a parent, a mother, a father, even just a guardian, or if you are a teacher, if you see a child is struggling, try and enable them to access the proper medical health care as early as possible. As Babatunde is mentioning some of these diseases or conditions are actually treatable and can enable children to continue living a wholesome life. So, what is the potential of the school care eye programs that you have been doing, especially to the young people's quality of life? In other words, what has been the
Okay.
impact of your work?
Okay. The impact of our work. We have been carrying out Heal the World for about 2 years. We had a setback as a result of the COVID-19 in 2020, where we couldn't go to schools anymore and school was not in session. And but we still partner with an organization called ChromeMate, where we educated young children about diabetic retinopathy, which is also one of the causes of blindness, and it can also affect children too. So over the years, we've noticed that there has been a change in the level of awareness in young children because through the Heal the World, we carried out a post-assessment survey among the schools that we've gone to, and we noticed that they are more aware because when we did our evaluation, when we started, we noticed that a lot of young children don't even know what is preventable blindness. Some of them doesn't even know how to take care of their eyes. And aside educating them, we also train them on how to avoid eye injuries because we notice that young children in schools or at homes they are prone to playing and they are prone to throwing objects and all that, and this can enter into their eyes and cause damage to their eyes, and they don't know what to do at that moment. I've seen a case whereby a child, I think a little particle penetrated into the child's eye, and the parents were kind of like lackadaisical in trying to treat the child. They were just using local traditional stuffs until the child actually got blind. So I've seen that kind of case. So situations like this, we try to empower not only the students too, but also the teachers, because the teachers are the first point of call for these children. You know, a child playing in the school playground now, and maybe one of his our friends threw a stone into the eye or a pencil, something into the eye, and the thing penetrates into the eye. What as a teacher, what can you do at that moment to save that child? Because some conditions, some ocular emergencies, some eye emergency, they just need minutes for you to take care of that eye. If you don't do something immediately, you might get blind. And situations whereby maybe a chemical, maybe a bleach or something get into the eye, what do you do at that moment? So we've trained the teachers. So far, we have educated about 500 children. So we train their teachers and we train the students what to do in case of an emergency. And sometimes in case of an emergency, you necessarily don't have to do anything but to go to an eye clinic immediately, because there are some situations you can't handle as a non-medical practitioner. So you need to actually go to an eye clinic immediately. So what we do in that regard is that we have a directory of eye clinics or eye hospitals that people can go to that is closer to them. So when this situation comes up, they can easily check, oh, where can we go to and call and say, oh, we have an emergency coming up. So when they bring a child, they make way for that child because an emergency, and they have to just take care of that child immediately. So also, one of the projects we're working on this year is what we call the first aid kits for eye injuries. And we've secured a grant from Peace First, is a US-based organization. So we are trying to launch a first aid eye kit, because we know we have the normal first aid kit, but there's no first aid eye kit that specifically takes care of eye injuries. So we are come up with a prototype that we want to give to schools that will carry out our outreach to. So we want to give to them and say, oh, use this for a particular period of time. When you notice it's an eye injury a case, you can actually treat that child with it. Basic emergency ocular emergencies. And when you say that, oh, this is beyond you have a directives list of clinics we can actually call, so that you can actually take care of that child too. So far so good. We'll be able to increase the level of awareness, and this has helped, because when a child knows that, oh, if my hands are dirty, I don't need to be rubbing my eyes with it. Or in case whereby there's this condition, acute emerging conjunctivitis, which is called Apollo. that's very common, that is seasonal, during the dry season. And many people don't know that, okay, you can actually contact this stuff. Some people will say in our local community here that when you look at someone that has Apollo, you're actually going to get that Apollo. So it's not like that. It just has to do with your hygiene. So when children practice good hygiene, they be able to prevent all these conditions. Conditions like trachoma too, which is very prevalent in Nigeria too. So one of the things that can cause is hygiene. So when people are aware about all these factors that can cause these things, they can be able to actually make better informed decisions to actually prevent all these things from happening in the first place. So thank you. That's what we'll be able to do so far.
Wow, I hear what you're saying. So, raising awareness, connecting to the healthcare workers, and also launching a first aid kit specifically for eyes. And you also mentioned the aspect of hygiene. And that reminds me that sometimes when I'm not thinking so much, I usually find myself touching my eyes with my hands, and sometimes it's really so painful. So, I do really understand what you're actually saying. And for the audience, I hope you are getting this point and that you will take care of your eyes more and more, and also enable the children and young people around you to take care of their eyes. So your work is closely linked to SDG 3, which is focused on providing good health. You mentioned the aspect of hygiene and hands. SDG 4 as well, on providing quality education, because quality of the eyes also enables children to focus in class, just as you said. So, what are the best practices for programs like yours to succeed, especially those that are run by young people?
Okay. First of all, what we need to do is that to actually collaborate, because that's a new form of competition. For programs like this to work, it has to go global. It has to go nationwide to different rural communities, because we have few organizations that are working towards achieving improved eye health care in Nigeria. So what we need to do is to work hand in hand with already existing organizations, NGOs, and non-profit organizations. So to actually spread this high awareness among school children, because it actually has a ripple effect. When a child knows that, oh, by doing this, I'm prone to being exposed to certain conditions, or uh, by seeing certain signs or symptoms, it might be something that I need to be aware about. They can be able to educate their parents too, because we notice that in Africa, a lot of our parents are actually working hard for their children, and they may not have time to spend with their children, and they may not even have time to sit down and listen to these high talks that we give. So by educating their children can also pass those information to their parents. You get, because in Africa, we have a kind of a mentality where we depend on more traditional means to cure things. Sometimes people can use things like urine or onions on their eyes when they notice maybe their eyes give them certain issues, which actually is as a result of maybe low awareness about that condition. Because if they actually know that, oh, if a chemical enter into my eye, it's as simple as irrigating the eye continuously for about 15 minutes can help you solve that problem. But you see some people take onion, which is even too reactive for your eyes, and you put it in your eyes and still exacerbating the condition. So it's because people are not aware about these things. You get. So when we spread this awareness, because currently we have covered two states in Lagos and Edo State, and this year we are looking to cover many more states, because we now have a lot of people that are willing to work with us. A lot of people have been calling us. A lot of people have been saying, "Oh, they want to work with us. They want to keen to our initiative, and want to spread this awareness to different parts of Nigeria." So, because I believe that when people are better aware about their condition, it can better affect what they do, their actions. You get. It's not only about saying, "Oh, we want to carry out an intervention to them, a program to them to solve this problem." What if we actually prevent this problem from occurring by making them being aware of those conditions? You get. So gradually we are spreading our tentacles to different parts of the country. We are working with different organizations, and I also use this medium. if there's any organization, for example, in 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, we worked with one of the biggest sickle cell foundation in Nigeria, which is Sickle Cell Aid Foundation. Um, we did an awareness about sickle cell retinopathy. It's not a common condition for children, actually. It's for people that are sickle cell warriors. So doing the I was one of the speakers at the program. During the webinar, I noticed that about majority, like 80%, were not aware about sickle cell retinopathy that can actually cause blindness. And one of the speakers was actually was actually suffering from sickle cell retinopathy, and he shared his experience. He said he never knew that there's something that can affect his eyes as a result of sickle cell. So, and the person, one of the speakers, actually lost his eyesight, one of his eyes. You get. So, and the people were like, oh, they weren't aware. So we actually educated them that, oh, when you start seeing these signs, you don't even actually need to see those signs. So if you know you're old, maybe you have this certain genotype, or and you just need to visit the ophthalmologist or an optometrist to actually examine your eye periodically, at least twice in a year, so that they can be able to track these conditions before they actually cause blindness. So these are some of the conditions that we are talking about. You can imagine a lot of people were not aware. You get. So I won't blame them for that, but I will urge us, many of you, people that are working towards SDG 3, to actually collaborate. You get, to actually collaborate. For example, like I said, the diabetic retinopathy awareness that we did, the organization were not working majorly on eye health. They were just working on communicable diseases. And we felt, oh, diabetes is something that can also lead to blindness. Why not let's collaborate with this organization and educate people? And at the end of the program, the children were happy. They know that, oh, this is diabetes, this is what it can cause, and they were like, okay, they took a action plan that, oh, uh, they will visit the eye clinic periodically. So that's what we want to see happen in society. So that's it. Thank you.
Collaboration is key, as you heard from Babatunde. I will not repeat what you said. Collaboration, collaboration, collaboration again. So you partnered with many organizations, rather collaborated and impacted up to even 1,000 people in Nigeria. So what do you look for in a partner to bring change?
Well, first of all, if you're working with an organization, you need to know the vision of that organization, what that organization wants to achieve. You get. So then you look for a synergy. Like, okay, the Sickle Cell Aid Foundation that we partner, we noticed that, oh, this organization was involved in taking care of sickle cell warriors in different ways. So we felt, oh, how can we work together with this organization? We noticed that sickle cell retinopathy was very common, and then there was little being talked about it. We said, oh, we sent them a mail. Oh, let's work with you on sickle cell. Was it on sickle cell day or sickle cell week? I can't remember last year. So we said, okay, let's gather sickle cell warriors in your community and let's talk to them about sickle cell retinopathy. We also worked with Niverna organization. It's another sickle cell foundation. So we also educated those people about it. So one thing you look for is that look at the vision of the organization. Is this something that's linked to what you're doing? You get. So when you look at that, you look at ways which can come to a kind of a compromise and say, oh, what if we work on this? This is how it's going to benefit your organization. This is how it's going to benefit our organization. So they can have a win-win situation at the end of the day. You get. So the major impact is that you want to change the lives of people. You get. They are changing the lives of people. We also change the lives of people. So that's the major thing. So just look at where you guys come and fit in together.
Mhm. So look at the common areas between your organization and the organization you're hoping to collaborate with, and also look at whether they are actually impacting people, if that is what you want to do. Thank you. So going to school is also about getting the skills to transform society. And I know for you, Babatunde, you are even in school. In fact, you are to do this interview later on, but you have a class. So I'm very curious to know, how can young people use their academic knowledge to not only get jobs, but also bring about change? You can actually use your example as an emerging optometrist.
Yes. Okay. Um, Okay, I'm an optometry student at University of Benin. Currently, I'm even writing exams. So the thing is, um, first of all, as young people, we need to know whether not everybody have that mindset that they are thinking about their community. Not everybody have that mindset. So when you know deep down that you only want to help people, it doesn't have to be a large number of people per se. It can just be people in your class. You can start from your class. You can say maybe you're good at something, or you can help people in one area. And say, oh, why not let me just start from my class? From there, you can expand your reach. So, okay, how we started at the Retina Initiative was that, okay, after an experience happened to me, which my uncle who lives in the northern part of Nigeria, he lost his eyesight as a result of glaucoma, and advanced glaucoma. So I thought to myself, I'm an optometry student. I know about these conditions, and my uncle could have lost his eyesight as a glaucoma, and I'm an optometry student. It's like it doesn't make sense. What if he had known initially that, okay, you don't do things like this, you don't do things like this? I'm like, okay. And I talked to my friends that, oh, why not let's educate people basically, because we noticed that one thing is like lack of awareness about these things. If you actually was aware that, oh, this condition is something you don't play with, you don't joke with, you actually need to seek for medical attention, he would have not lost his eyesight. You get. So as young people, it doesn't have to be, oh, I'm a medical student, I must be something related to SDG3, or I'm a student in one particular field, I must do something that particular field. No, you just have to be okay. You want to help people. What are you mostly passionate about? You can be a medical student and you're passionate about employment. Like you're not happy seeing people unemployed, and you say, oh, I want to do something to help people. It doesn't have to be a big thing. You can say, oh, okay, I want to teach people on how to write CV. Many people lose job opportunities because of inability to write CV. And maybe you've learned how to write CV some way or the other. You get, I say, oh, I want to educate final year students in school how to write CV, because you know that they're potential job seekers. After they finish school, they want to go for to start looking for jobs, and you educate them. And maybe you follow them up for some time, and you notice that, oh, at the end of maybe at the end of your youth service, you were able to get jobs because they had a good CV, which they actually learned from you. So indirectly, you're trying to help people. You get. It's not about the numbers. Actually, I do tell people that it's not about the numbers. Oh, 500,000 people. No, it can be just one person. It can be just one person. There was a time I saw a story on Twitter where a guy, okay, he's not a medical student. He just knows how to play chess, and he felt that, oh, chess is a game that actually improves your intellectual capabilities. And he went to a community where there were young children. They didn't go to school. You get. It was a slum area. He said, oh, I'm good in chess. Why not let me teach these children about chess, so that they can, at least if they are not going to school, they can improve their cognitive abilities. And he taught them chess for a particular period of time. And one of the children that he taught chess, the girl actually was very good in chess, and she won many competition. So that's exposure, that impact that he brought to that community just gave him a worldwide publicity. It was featured on Al Jazeera, and those children now are now going to school. So by just teaching them how to play chess, so it can be as simple as that. Whatever you know you're good at, you don't have to be perfect in it. And you say, oh, if I do this thing, it will change lives of people. If I do this thing, it will help people. Why not let me just do it? You get. So that's just basically it. It doesn't have to be a big thing. And when you do this kind of thing, it actually help you too. It help you to develop yourself. You get. It help you in many ways. So you're helping the community and you're also helping yourself. You get. So it doesn't have to be always academics, academics, academics. You get. So you have to look for ways you can help people. Though you don't have to make your academics lack, but you have to just balance everything up. You have to manage your time to know how to, okay, this is when I'm going to do this stuff. You get. This when I'm going to do this. You have to actually balance that kind of thing. You get. So whatever, as young people, we should not always focus on, okay, our academics alone. We should look at how can we help the society in the little way we can. So it doesn't have to be the numbers, just helping people. That's the basic thing. Thank you.
Wow, so look at the things that you are passionate about and also be determined to be an all rounded person. Life is not just about books and the library, which are important, but also look at a way of developing your community and developing yourself as well. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of this interview, Cynthia Untamed empowers the current generation of leaders in Africa and enables them to be global citizens, which is in accordance with SDG 4.7. So, what is the one thing that amazes you about Africa?
Okay. One thing that amazes me about, in Africa, we're suffering from a lot of challenges, a lot of challenges. That's so. But as young people in Africa, irrespective of that challenge, we still look beyond those challenges and still okay. Say we want to still give back to our community. I know a lot of young people in Africa that are doing very well, irrespective of the background that they came from. You get, for example, there's a person called Ahmed Alabikayode. Can check him out. He's currently studying in University of Edinburgh, and his background, it comes from a slum community in Lagos. And if when I read the story, I felt, oh, he come from a very very poor background, just the same way I came from very poor background. So he didn't say, oh, let me let this thing to weigh me down. Let me not achieve my goals. Let me not help my community. Oh, what do I have? I don't have anything. You don't have to in Africa. I notice that many young people, irrespective of their background, irrespective of where they come from, irrespective of their challenges, they still find it in their hearts to actually help people. They still find it in their heart to actually develop their community and develop themselves at the same time. So that's one thing I noticed about that amazes me about young people in Africa is that fact that they want to still be better, irrespective of that challenges they are facing in their community. So that's one major thing that I cherish about Africa. We have a lot of Africans doing very well in all over the world. They're excelling in whatever field they find themselves. Is that spirit of never give up, that spirit of saying, "Oh, I will always bring out the Africanism in me. I will always project the spirit of Ubuntu. You get wherever I go. You get." So that's one thing that amazes me about Africa.
Wow. And I treasure that as well, which is why I really emphasize on young people using their potential to build this continent, build the economy, build the healthcare system, try and find a way of contributing to the community. So I'd like to know for the audience what amazes you about Africa and not just about Africa, wherever you are watching from. What amazes you about your country? I'd like to know. Please make sure you comment in the comment section below. And thank you so, so much, Babatunde, for being part of this
It's a
interview. I have
pleasure.
really enjoyed listening to the work that you do. It's amazing to see young champions across the world believing in themselves and believing in the potential of their own countries because well, we are the current leaders. We are not the leaders of tomorrow. We are the leaders of today. So thank you so, so much, Babatunde, for being part of the change. A call to
It's a
action for the rest of the audience. Make sure you have a look at Opportunity Desk to have access to the latest opportunities. Do not miss out. Always check. Keep checking every other day to see what you are eligible for. And then tell a friend to tell a friend if you see something that they are eligible for and you can't apply for it. Because we actually show others we care when we share opportunities with them. Thank you so much for being part of Cynthia and Change as usual. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Do share this interview with Babatunde Bale as well as the other three contestants of the Opportunity Desk Impact Challenge. And always remember to be a good global citizen. Cynthia and Tim appreciate you. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Bye.